good, yo? It's your boy Ty, back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be reacting to DBG ranking the best small forwards in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM on a tier list. Now, the small forward position is weak because when I was doing my top 10 small forwards, it's definitely not super easy to come up with the list. And you guys will hear DBG talk about that at the start of this video. I would just watch the intro just to see where to start it off for you guys. We're going to start it off pretty early because he talks a little bit about how weak the position truly is. Remember, DBG mainly plays on next gen. I mainly play on current gen, so that, you know, sways a lot of our opinions just a little bit. But obviously, I keep an open mind to next gen. He keeps an open mind to current gen. And we kind of, you know, he gets his tier list and I get my opinions on it. So that's just kind of the background of what this is going to be. Shout out to DBG for coming up with this tier list. If you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are on the road to 60,000 subscribers.
Now, lads, I'm telling you guys right now, this is the worst position in the game.
See, like I told you,
This is the worst position
it is
in the
bad.
game, and it's not.
When he scrolls down, you guys will see
it's
the
not
players.
even
It's pretty bad.
It is not even particularly close. This is the best small forwards. The small forward position sucks.
Like, if you look at this primary small forward position, look at how bad it is. Like, we're literally gonna have guys like Terry Dishinger probably is gonna be S tier here, because I mean, you look at this, and these guys are just terrible. Like, is Terry and Cedric gonna be S tier? Like, look at how bad this is all the way around. So a lot of good shooting guards, a lot of good power forwards, but the small forward position is just awful.
We have to literally put in Wiggins. And we've got Ruby Andrew Wiggins in here.
That's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
Like, that is how weak this position is. It is awful.
I mean, if you look up and down
there's
horrendous. There's
I
not
had
a
no
lot
idea
here.
It was this bad. Like, I knew it wasn't good. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I knew it was this bad when I tried to put Hidu on my top 10 small forward list, because it is
basically
bad.
All the best power forward or the small forwards that exist, like Kawhi. Kawhi's a 2-guard. Malik Sealy's a 2-guard.
And some people are power forwards, so it's tough. You know,
Larry Bird power forward, LeBron James power forward, Paul George power forward. All the good small forwards are either 2 guards or power forward.
It's tough. It definitely is tough.
So just a heads up, there is going to be a lot of not great players here.
I mean, we already see it. There's a lot of not great players.
But it's very rare. Very rare you see a small forward anymore.
I mean, yeah, how many people run any of these cards here?
They're all absolutely
like Pink Diamond Wiggins is going to be S tier. He has to be.
Brian Russell. I mean, I don't think he's great.
A tier, like DBG. I understand this small forward position is weak, but A tier.
Brian Russell in the world, but
come on, man. A tier.
Am I wrong in saying that Brian Russell belongs in?
I think you're wrong. I'd put him in B. I mean,
am I wrong in saying that?
I think you are wrong.
Because again, is he in the best 20 players on this list? Maybe.
I don't know if he is.
He might be.
With 20 players, there's only 30 total. Like, there's not that many players on the list.
I have him high right now. Sean Marion. Oh, yeah, I do. I think I have him high. I'm going to put him B tier. Sean Marion, he's all right.
Look, as much as I don't like Sean Marion, I can't really argue with this. His jumper is not fine. It's not a great jumper
by any means, but
it's not fine.
Shots with it.
His jumper is terrible.
There are a million worse jumpers in this game, and it's on quick.
His jumper's pretty
Sean
bad.
Marion, if he gets a release on very quick later on the year, it could actually be a really, really quality release.
Boy, I don't know.
But
that release is pretty bad, DBG.
I'm a big fan of the Marion card because
you grinded for it.
His defense is really good. He doesn't quite make my team anymore because
he's not really it, guys.
The Age of Zero set just had. The Age of Zero.
Sean Marion just isn't
so
it.
Many great cards, and we also have a couple of good guys that small forward position or small forward power forward position right now, and he doesn't quite go in for Chicken Man Jameson, who's still in my squad.
I mean, even if you look at Jameson, like, we got just so many good small forward, power forwards in the game. We really do.
He's still really, really nice card, and he was a long grind, but I don't think he was worth
getting.
He
definitely was not worth getting at all.
Not worth getting.
He was not worth getting, guys.
So,
he wasn't.
TLC. I'm putting TLC in A tier as well.
Never used the card. I haven't used the card. Looking at his stats, badges, I mean,
some people, again,
he looks pretty solid.
I think most people would say that Marion's better than TLC. But I like the card.
Boy, I do not like Sean Marion at all.
I think he's one of the more underrated cards in the game. Like, if you're asking me to compare likes of him and, I'm not going to say the
be careful.
The Opal Paul George, because that's a ridiculous question. But comparing like him and Paul George, I think that's a legitimate question.
I mean,
Iguodala, he's good on defense.
Pink Diamond Iggy's on this list, bro. You guys remember how long ago that card came out? Like, that was what? Was he season 3? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. When did Iggy even come out, guys? I don't even remember.
He does have his release on Quick, which was more of a novelty than anything else. He's still not a
maybe season 2. I don't know. It was a while ago, man.
But again, he's got.
He was fine when he came out, though. Like objectively, he was fine.
Hold range, which is a bit of a problem. He was the third. He wasn't a good reward for going 68-0 back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When was he season?
He's an unlimited reward. You can't even get him now. And if you missed out on him, you didn't really.
I don't even remember what
season. Season 3.
Season 3.
By the end of season 3, we already had our opals. You did not miss out on much of this.
No, you didn't. Iggy was just pretty big.
Iguodala right now and put him in
A tier.
He's going A for now, but he might get moved up to S.
And that's the crazy thing about it. The fact that we're talking about Opal Iggy almost being S tier. That's crazy to me.
Iguodala, Curry. No, I'll put Iggy in S. He can Curry slide. Really good defender.
I wouldn't suggest running Andre Iguodala. There's some better people.
And if you're asking me whether
in my opinion,
not,
but I don't know
who I would use first on this list, it's obviously Iguodala.
So far, yes.
Again, just really, really solid card.
He's okay, guys. He's okay. He's not terrible.
He's kind of so. I thought he was so overrated when people first talking about him, like myself included. We were talking about him like he could be one of the best 2 guys in the game. And I don't think he's that, but. He's solid. It's just like I feel like Andre Iguodala will never be like the best at anything. No reason
like
should be
he's just
the 3rd cheapest opal in the game. Same time, there's no reason Shrimp should be the 2nd cheapest, but like look, it is what it is. So Iguodala, I'm putting him in S tier. Andrew Wiggins, Ruby. I don't know why you made this list. You weren't very good at the time. You're still not very good.
Andrew Wiggins was fine when he came out. I don't know why you're slandering his name. Now he's no Pink Diamond Wiggins. Before his time, he was fine.
Better than Iguodala.
Yeah, Pink Diamond Wiggins is so nice.
I will stand by that take that Andrew Wiggins is better than Iguodala.
Yeah, absolutely.
People disagree.
I don't.
I know most people would say that Iguodala is better than Wiggins.
I don't.
Think Wiggins is better. I think Wiggins' release is really good.
Wiggins,
like 22.
If you need a release that you can green consistently with, Andrew Wiggins is your guy.
Something about him. Like it's one of those ones where he shouldn't be better than like a Malik Sealy, but for me, he just plays better than Malik Sealy.
Andrew Wiggins is good.
But
he is definitely good, guys.
Really solid card. A more than above average player in this game.
Absolutely. You could get by in a comp type setting with Andrew Wiggins. You definitely can.
Or whether just looking to get the best team that they can. So, Wiggins in S tier.
Andrew Wiggins is good, guys. Diamond Ingram. I know a lot of people love the card.
Ingram's pretty decent.
Now he's overshadowed by the newest one, but
spectacular.
I mean, a lot of people did like that card.
But he's meh. He's fine.
I never really did. I feel like if you play on next gen, you like Ingram more, but
objectively, just fine. He's
but at least on current gen, you can't compare him to Andrew Wiggins or anything.
Curry. A little bit.
If
small.
they would make like Brandon Ingram used to be super like he's
small.
6'7", man. It's just his player. I don't like his player build either.
Choice. There's no reason. Like if you're a big Ingram fan, he's good enough to use. Like I wouldn't even put the 2-guard better Ingram as one of my first choices. But
I don't like Brandon Ingram that much. But on next gen, he's pretty solid.
Sure. Is he in a higher tier for small forwards than he was for 2 guards? Maybe, but
that's just the small forward position is so weak.
Brent Barry, I'm gonna put B tier. Again, a lot of
B tier is probably
right. I'm not.
I mean,
I don't know what it is because I like his release on Zerbiak.
I'm pretty sure he has Hall of Fame Showtime too.
Shouldn't be the case.
I don't know if I've ever used a card, but badge wise, he looks pretty solid,
he's
honestly.
Fast and dunks, so I mean, if you want to say he's decent.
He is decent. He is decent. I mean, you can't say he's not decent. He is decent.
It's a little bit early in this video, but this video is going to be shorter. Like my other tier list at 30 minutes. If this tier list is
close.
22, 23,
it's 26.
Okay, let's put in the scrubs.
Cliff Hagan, move him down, bro.
You are bad.
Thank you. I remember when Cliff Hagan came out, everybody was just so like stoked. I just don't know.
These guys down tiers.
Ooh.
And if these guys. No,
okay.
I think Chelsea's better than Marion. I'm gonna put Marion down a tier as well.
Wow, Sean Marion and B tier. Okay.
Actually, that might be harsh.
I mean, I think it's a little bit harsh, but okay.
All 3 of these guys down. Well, it doesn't make a difference, but we're getting the lower tiers. Obviously, Wiggins is there. Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant's not terrible.
These guys, I'm gonna put him in D tier.
Jeremy Grant's solid though, guys. For a free card at his time, he was okay.
Pierce is really. Pierce was great. Pierce was the best card in the game when he came out. I don't care what anyone says. Like people talk about Allen Houston. I had both.
No, Pierce. When Pierce was first obtainable, he was the best card in the game.
And like when Pierce first came out, I'll say it. I was in the top 10 players in the world when this card first came out for the first couple of weeks of the game. And he was the best.
Stick shooter DBG,
and he was
man.
The best. Back in the stick god days, he was the best. And then obviously, he became significantly worse when 2K nerfed the stick, which which basically meant that the stick gods like myself
like,
got our
do you guys remember everything we've went through this year with the stick, with obviously Zens being a thing? We went through it, man. As a community, we went through it.
He was even crazy, even like back in Triple Threat Online. When
I remember
nobody was
I remember just pulling up and watching DBG streams, and DBG was just shooting fadeaways.
I just remember having like all the comp players or a load of comp players in my streams just watching me cook with Paul Pierce, and they're like, "How do you do that?" But
I will never forget, man.
A lot of good memories.
And I wish I would have played DBG week 1. I wish I would have, because that would have been. I bet DBG wishes he would have too.
I'm putting Hudson in worthless tier because he's an exchange and he sucks.
I'm fine with that.
Hudson probably belongs in D tier.
Hudson's better than
and that's the
Paul
thing.
Pierce.
He
that's
also
the
costs
thing.
About
but
200k and needs
if you get Lou Hudson, guys, like just don't even try.
Garbage.
Just don't do it.
He is a garbage man.
Don't do it to yourself.
Like,
that's why I'm fine with him being in worthless. I'm fine with that.
Woeful. Like, there's not even enough ways to describe how bad he is. And he's so.
I'm gonna be intrigued to see where he puts this pink diamond Giannis.
I'm putting him down this bottom tier. He sucks, man. He absolutely sucks.
Yeah, Lou Hudson does. He's bad.
Okay, so I'm looking at the tiers, and I've definitely overrated people. I've definitely overrated those guys to start. I kind of overestimated how bad this tier list is. These guys are gonna go down here, and
Cam Radish, is he A
put
tier?
like a Jack Marion in A tier.
A tier.
Like our set point for A tier could be Jack Marion, so I might move Iguodala.
Look, I thought Jack Marion might be S tier, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Iggy down to A tier.
Iguodala are quite similar.
I was gonna say, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. Because I like Jack Marion more than Iggy. I really do.
Okay, Cam Radish.
B tier. No question. No question.
He's B tier.
He's B tier. No question.
For his time, though. Like you
can still run Cam Radish.
Profit off him. Like, it was possible to profit while doing the grind for Cam Radish, and that was the most mental thing. Like,
definitely was.
People were literally at.
I would never grind for Cam Radish.
A elite card like Cam Radish.
But once people figured out kind of that little exchange thing, his price got cheaper by a ton.
Like, again, he was...
Because people would then sell the high tier cards and basically allowed everybody to get Cam Radish. Because everybody just shared those top guards that were grinded for.
Nowadays, I mean...
You could still run Cam Radish in your squad.
I don't think you can really put him higher than this, but I mean...
No, you can't put him higher than B, but I mean, he's still solid.
He really was that dude. He was great at the time. So, yeah. He's going B tier for now. But again, another player that has a special place in a lot of people's hearts.
So you gonna put Cedric S tier?
Maxwell, no brainer, S tier.
I like it.
Like, you can argue, like, you can make an argument Cedric Maxwell versus Wiggins. Like,
I don't know who is better between them. I just don't.
Guys, you can have an argument.
I just don't. I don't know who's better between those.
Two best cards in this list, and it's not particularly close. I don't think you can argue anyone else except for maybe Iguodala. If you're a fan of Iguodala, is even the same strategy.
See, I just don't know.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Like, I like Cedric on defense so much.
So
where's he gonna put Terry though? When we get to Terry, isn't he a shooting guard
Brewer,
or small forward?
I mean, his release is awful.
I don't know if I've ever used Corey Brewer.
Granger, A tier.
Granger definitely is A tier.
Granger definitely is. Got really good.
I remember like when Granger came out, everybody was talking about him being like the next big thing, and he was good. But I feel like he was gassed up a little more than he should have been. Like, I don't know if I like him even more than Cam Radish. I just don't know if he does. I do.
Yesterday. I think his length is elite. Like, it's kind of one of those things that people don't even... Like, people take for granted, like, just how well he plays lanes.
I mean, I guess, 6'9", but his defensive stats aren't that great, so it hurts him a little bit.
The best on next gen is not even close.
Deadlift.
Like...
Can we move on? We're talking about Deadlift Shrimp right now.
Small forward on next gen. If we're talking current gen, Deadlift Shrimp is... I mean, I still think he's A tier. I still think that Gallinari release pushes him ahead of TLC and stuff.
I do like the Gallo release, but we're talking about Deadlift Shrimp here.
Curry slide,
Next gen, he
Curry's
might be
fine,
solid,
yellow
guys.
base
I have no idea.
With half blinders. If you get an inch of space, it's green every time.
All I'm saying is on current
So,
gen, I would not ever recommend deadlift
it's hard
to anybody.
Not to,
next gen, whatever.
hard not to put him in S tier.
I guess.
This George Gervin, C tier.
I remember Newman. You got a lot of guys don't know Newman. Newman is a guy that used to play, pretty competitive wages. He used to love George Gervin. He used to love Gervin.
D tier.
He used to love Pink Diamond Gervin.
And
he's not very good. He's not at all. I don't even think he has Showtime
Hall
dunks.
of Fame.
Showtime
with no Showtime dunks.
No Showtime dunks. It's a killer, man.
Yeah, did a Baron Davis on him by just not.
Like, why does 2K
Showtime,
do
but
that?
Not giving him
It just doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense at all.
Not even letting him use his half Showtime. He's got moderately good length. He's got like range, clamps, and all those badges on goal.
He's a good defender too.
He's
I mean,
he's bad.
He's not that bad.
There's no way that I could try to make an argument that he's good. I know a lot of people did try to argue he was good because they locked him in, but I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Definitely not worth the lock-in for those that did.
George Gervin, which is like a slight downgrade in every way on this George Gervin. Gerald Wallace.
B tier. I look, you got to go B tier.
I'll put Wallace in
A tier, maybe. Maybe A tier is the spot for him.
You know what, Wiggins, you're gonna go back up to S tier. I'm gonna put Wallace.
No, Wallace is A tier. He is. He's an A tier player. I don't like Gerald Wallace as much as the majority of the community, though. I just don't. He is A tier. Objectively, he is A tier. I was saying B tier. I was gassing it. He's A tier. I just don't love the card. I don't. I don't love Gerald Wallace.
He was really good for his time because he was so good on defense. But like since he came out at the on the 19th of February,
right before 250.
And when he came out, he was one of the best at what he did.
It's just like
what he did because he could just hit wide open shots.
He's just nothing special, man.
Now we have so many of them. Like Wiggins plays the same defense as Gerald Wallace.
Wiggins is way better than Gerald Wallace. It's not even close.
So not Wiggins. Iguodala and Wiggins, both of them can do the same thing as what Gerald Wallace did on defense,
but a higher level.
They can also curry and then create their own shot.
Gerald Wallace is just okay.
They're just overall better cards. He's outdated. He was good for his time, but he's simply outdated. This Giannis,
C tier probably. I don't even.
Was he got like a 73 3-pointer?
I don't even think you can go higher with that. I mean, he was just so inconsistent shooting wise. He was. I mean, it's just the way it is. I don't even
think he's good as.
And he doesn't have hot spots from the corners.
I think he belongs in this tier.
I agree. I definitely agree.
I know a lot of people.
Now, there was a time I swore by this Giannis card, but shooting is so important, guys.
I said it at the time. Jonathan Isaac was better than this specific Giannis.
No, that's not true. That is just simply not true.
People can stop with the whole "I hate Giannis" narrative that seems to be out there. No, I hate this specific Giannis. The other Pink Diamond Giannis is fine. The Old Boy Giannis is good. And then I put the Range Giannis as the best player in the game.
Range Giannis might be the best player in the game.
He's not good.
You really might.
Glenn. Glenn Robinson the third. Who's gonna be hot? I'm gonna put Glenn Robinson and Glenn Robinson the third. Oh no, I can't.
I just think Glenn, the normal Glenn
was he could curry before every card could curry. He wasn't good.
And even Diamond Glenn
if you leave
at C tier, he's a high C tier. He's good. He's good.
Wide open and give him space. It's green every time.
He's pretty good, guys.
One of the chicken man out there. And man, he is just like a Cam Radish. Both of them were in the draft set. They were elites. They were some of the elite cards in the game at the time.
Glenn Robinson's definitely tough.
I don't even regret it.
I paid a lot for mine too, badged up. I did.
You might think I definitely would regret paying $70K for Glenn Robinson. I don't.
I didn't regret mine either. He was good. He was definitely good. Glenn Rice, he's not it. Where are you going with Glenn Rice?
B. I was half contemplating moving him up. B, but then I'm just like, he's not.
Bro, just on next gen, he's a good player. On current gen, he's not as good as Cam Reddish, guys. On current gen, he's not even as good as Glenn Robinson, in my opinion. Next gen, maybe. Next gen, maybe.
He's not that good for me anytime I've used him. There are just a couple of times with Glenn Rice.
B tier is high for me, in my opinion.
He's got Showtime dunks. He's got hot blinders.
Yeah, next gen. Next gen, he's solid, but.
He just looked like the best player in the game. But, yeah, he's.
B tier might be a little high for Glenn, for me, personally.
Decent. B tier, I think, is a completely fair spot for him.
That's fine, if you, especially because of next gen.
Be C tier if it was two guards or power forwards, to be honest. But yeah, B tier. Hedo Turkoglu. We are going to be using the Diamond Hedo Turkoglu. Yes, the Diamond Hedo. Some people just want to watch the world burn. I mean, I gotta put Hito in B tier, don't I?
And that's the tough part. When I did my top 10 list, it's hard. Like, Hito is better than everybody at C tier, even with his broken release. He is, and I don't know where to put him, man.
Like, simply put, if he was any other position, he'd be in a lower tier. He didn't even make my top 100. Well, neither did any of these guys in B tier.
Right, it's just hard.
I'm pretty sure I forgot Jack Marion in my top 100. Looking back on it, but
I need to react to that top 100.
Hito Turkoglu.
I mean, objectively, what is he? He's a tall. At least he's tall. He can play some defense.
He moves on next gen. He moves on next gen.
It's just his release is gonna be bad. That's it. You know that going into it. But at the end of the day, he does some other stuff well.
His release just to make him passable on next gen. He sucks on current gen. So B tier. Butler.
S.
No brainer A. He's like Wiggins.
I don't mind the A. I think that's where he belongs, but I think he's close to S. I think he's the best player at A tier.
And
I do.
I
think he's the best player at A tier.
Joe Harris.
I don't care how many people
Joe
hype
Harris
up this Joe Harris card. He is terrible.
In C tier.
Do not put that bona fide scrub in C tier.
Joe Harris in C tier.
That's high for him.
Like gold clubs, gold range, go quick first step.
Look at
all the key badges on gold. And you know what's kind of crazy?
I looked at his stats the other day because a lot of people were like, Joe Harris is fine. The dude stinks.
If Sapphire Steve Novak.
Joe Harris stinks, man.
Small forward, not power forward. We'd be looking at like C tier probably for Sapphire Novak.
Joe
That's
Harris
how weak
stinks.
this position is. But yeah.
Glenn Robinson III is better than Joe
Harris
Harris. He is.
Meh. He's really meh. I've used him a couple of times.
Move Amy Glenn up, honestly. Move Amy
good.
Glenn up.
That's kind of really it. Jonathan Isaac, same tier as Giannis. I do think he's better than Giannis, though.
I don't.
I said it at the time, and I'll repeat it now. I personally believe he's better than Giannis after the comeback.
I don't think it's particularly close either, but I'm
fine
fine with him at C
I would
tier.
rather take Isaac than Giannis.
I wouldn't. Not even close.
But I'd rather take this Isaac. Neither of them are great, but I mean, he's kind of plays similar style. 6'11", plays lanes. Bridgman.
A.
You badge up Junior. You give Junior Bridgman range. He's
you have to go
no
A tier with him.
It.
He's got a smoother
Should
release.
you ever lock in Junior Bridgman?
No.
Should
but
you
he's got
lock
20
in?
offers.
No. Was he great at the time? Of course he was.
He's pretty solid.
He came out like those throwback moments cards came out, and it was like they came at the start of season 4.
It was right before 250, I think.
Yeah, they were season 4, and it was like. When the first couple of weeks of those moments cards, obviously we had the really bad batch at the start with Houston and Kidd. But
we had
after
some
that
bad
batch,
ones.
We started getting like Ben Gordon and then Junior Bridgman.
I'm just saying the lock-in. We didn't have very good lock-ins, I don't think.
They were outclassed.
Now Junior Bridgman was a solid lock-in.
Kind of crazy one. The start to the, I said the first day of season 4 with everything. Well, just kind of changed everything. To be fair, I just think season 4 in general was the start of everything being crazy in game. But yeah, Kelly Oubre.
Never used him, so I can't really say much.
I don't like him that much. He's fine. He's objectively fine.
I can't really say much because I haven't used him.
But I'm gonna have no. He's Marion level. He's so similar to Sean. It's actually not even funny how similar he is to Sean Marion.
Never used the card, so I can't really comment on Kelly Oubre.
Sean Marion is just better stats wise. He is incredibly similar to Sean Marion. And if you don't like Sean Marion, you're not gonna like.
I hated Sean
Marion.
Marion.
You don't like Kelly Oubre.
I hated Sean Marion, so maybe it's a good thing I didn't even try out Kelly Oubre because I would have probably hated him.
We've got Oubre in here in B tier. This Kevin Durant.
He stinks.
B tier. He moves on next gen.
Next gen wise, maybe. But it's like current gen. What are we doing with Kevin Durant? What are you doing?
Except for Odom. It's a weird one with Odom. But no, Kevin Durant can move and get open on next gen. He was probably.
I do not like him at all
on
on
the game when
current
next gen came out, to be honest. Him or Steph. Actually, no. When Fades were thinking with Steph Curry.
Steph was so tough. Steph was so tough.
They were the 2 best next gen cards in the game. But Kevin Durant, he was never really great in current gen. A little bit inconsistent.
I hated him on current gen. I hated it.
Chris Middleton.
He's fine. B is right for him. He's fine though. I mean, objectively, if you're running Diamond Chris Middleton right now, you're going to be okay.
If a card can hit consistently wide open, and I mean by consistently, I mean more consistently 99% of other players in the game, I think that puts you into B tier for me.
I mean, he's better than everybody at C tier.
So we're gonna have Mike Miller.
Ew.
E tier.
Ew.
Your fine, but
Ew.
bronze clamps
Ew.
are really not great.
Get Mike Miller off my screen.
I liked this guy when he first came out. The more I used him, like there's no
B tier.
You cannot make any arguments.
You're saying Joe Harris is better than him?
This Scottie Pippen here is better than Brian Russell.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue that, but I'm gonna sit here and argue he's better than Ruby Joe Harris. I will sit there and argue that.
So TJ Warren, he's not good. E tier.
He's not good. I did a gameplay of him and he wasn't good.
Left now. You're gonna go C tier, Nick Batum, because you can't hold range. And when you're holding range, you're as good as a Brent Barry.
I mean, I've never used Batum, so I can't really say.
LeBron James.
He's good.
B. I mean, he's okay.
You can't go higher than B, but he's good. I like LeBron. I don't have a problem with him.
Porter Jr. I mean, you clamp him up, he's something, but he's B tier.
Current gen wise, do not use MPJ. Next gen, if you want to,
There's always
I guess.
times where I
guess.
Do I put him into A tier because he doesn't move like Kevin Durant?
Do not put MPJ in A tier. No.
Paul George.
He's B tier at least.
Paul George might be the best player in B tier, but it's.
I think at least on current gen, at least I think he is.
He's better than TLC. I have both of them.
I think on current gen he is the best player on A tier or at B tier. I think he's even better than maybe Junior Bridgman.
Because I remember getting this pink diamond in 2K15.
Nah, PG's good though. Like he's objectively good.
Paul Pierce, A. Pierce has got the Curry slide.
I mean,
his release is garbage. You can't shoot in the corners in current gen, and it's just so garbage on next gen.
Paul Pierce, like, would I ever use the card now? No, I wouldn't.
Blinders, though, so
I would never use Paul Pierce.
I used him on next gen. He's just not like. He's not as good.
Speaking of Paul Pierce.
Hey.
Pace Dijakovic.
I don't know if I've ever used Peja.
Yeah,
like,
Peja belongs in a second.
I don't know if I've ever used
him. He's a better
him.
shooter than anyone in B tier. He's like a better Chris Middleton.
And I don't even know if I've came up against Peja that much. Like, I don't remember Peja at all.
I don't care. Like, I don't care that Onus had success with him. I don't care that people had success with him. Rick Barry is not better.
Rick Barry is not very good.
Cabrera or Paul George.
Rick Barry is not very good, guys. I promise you he's not.
Rick Barry's one of the weaker players in B tier. He's got like 80 lateral quickness or something. It's horrendous.
It's crazy. Like, if you watch 250K back, honest, if you watch that, he had success with some crazy players.
He's not it.
Including that Rick Barry card.
Trust me. Will Barton.
When that card came out, I mean, I
love Will. I really like Will Barton.
I can't sit here and say I've used Will Barton, but his stats and badges look pretty good. Like they really did.
A lot of people have not used him.
I haven't used him, but
B. I'll put him in B. As much as I love Will Barton, yeah, I think.
Is he better than Pete Diamond, Paul George? That's the ultimate question.
I went a little
but
bit overboard by
I will say when Will Barton came out,
he's A tier, but he's B tier.
His stats and badges look
really
good.
Dunker. He's an all-around really.
And I liked Will Barton in play now last year when I had to do that.
Hall of Fame badges. And these last two guys, like considering the guys that we have, Sean Elliott and Terry Dishinger, are both S tier.
Ooh, he went S tier with Sean Elliott. See, that's an intriguing one because I haven't used the card.
Terry's
but a lot of people
do
like Sean Elliott. Terry is good.
But man, Terry, the legend of Terry Dishinger will never be forgotten. Splash playing 2000.
I wonder if it's gonna be worse this time around, man, for Danny Ferry. I wonder because that dude is tough.
And then Terry Dishinger hitting a massive shot to win Splash 50K. Like I played 900 games for him. It was between like 4 different.
I think I played 150 maybe.
Anywhere near what guys like Splash played, but still, I played a lot of games for Terry Dishinger. But yeah,
I could have never played that many games for anybody. Like I just couldn't. That's so many games.
Sean Elliott though, he's got base 29, which is that.
I do love that release. Base 20, like I love that release. I really do. I guess I played with Sean Elliott the other day. I did.
Or he's got half range.
I played with him the other day.
He's got basically everything you need.
And Sean Elliott could just be that 3-and-D type player. I mean, you don't need him to do anything else.
Fantastic. He's like if we're talking best small forwards in the game, it's probably Shrem. The best four are.
Why are we talking about deadlift Shrimp right now?
The best on next gen is Shrimp. Then you've got Wiggins or Cedric Maxwell, either gen, whichever one you prefer. And then after that, in my opinion, is Sean Elliott. So Elliott is.
Sean Elliott is tough. Like as far as just a 3-and-D player, yeah, Sean Elliott's always going to be tough as a 3-and-D player. But
lads, that is the video. This is the weakest position by far.
It's not even close. This position is so weak.
Tier list, and the fact that like. We've got Cliff Hagan, Paul Pierce from day one still on the list. It just shows how weak this position is.
Honestly, guys, I don't mind most of this tier list. I think other than maybe at A tier, I mean, I can't really argue too much. I really, truly can't. Now, B tier, again, like, overall, DBG did a very good job. He really, really, truly did. Now, when you get down to it, I mean, if you want to move Amethyst, Glenn Robinson up, and Joe Harris down, that might be one of the only things that I see wrong with this tier list. But overall, DBG, shout out. This is one of the best tier lists you've done. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.